Hello, everybody. Today in the house, we have Michelle Odette Green. She is the author of Be Successful for Life. Welcome to the house and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Please share with us a little bit about you so we get to know you more.
Wonderful. Thank you again for having me as your guest today. I am so excited about what you're doing and the work that you're doing, helping people be better, helping to inspire people through what you're doing. And I'm just so grateful that you asked me to be a guest on your show today. Again, my name is Dr. Michelle Odette Green, but you can call me Michelle. Don't worry about calling me doctor, although I have an earned doctorate degree in educational leadership. Please call me Michelle. I was born and raised in California, and I currently live in Arizona. I am a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm a grandmother. And being a grandmother, yes, I am a grandmother. I have, oh gosh, altogether between my husband and I, we have about 13 grandchildren, and my youngest daughter, who is 36 years old, she just had a baby October the 29th. So we have a new grandbaby in the house, and I'm such a proud grandmother. And in addition to those things, I like to be known more as a success coach. I have helped so many people achieve their goals over time. And I started out doing goal setting workshops back in the 90s. I was tasked with doing a goal setting workshop for my job. And I thought, even though I want to do this goal setting, I'm like, setting goals is worthless to me, if you will, if the person doesn't have the right mindset. And so when I put together my goal setting workshop, I started the first part out with developing the right mindset for achieving your goals. And as a result, I always wanted to write a book centered around goal setting. And so that's the genesis really of this book, Be Successful for Life, which teaches you how to elevate your thoughts, your words, and your actions so that you can get better results in life. Also, I want to say that I do earn it. You hear me? Sometimes my words just come out a little crazy. However, I know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I do own several businesses, and I just need to get a little drink of water. My lips are a little dry.
I'll drink some tea.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I do own several businesses, and I operate them successfully. Now, I also do want to admit that life has not been a bed of roses for me. I've had so many challenges in life, like so many people have. I've survived domestic violence. I've survived divorce. This is my second marriage. I've survived divorce. I've survived losing two of my children. And, just by me having the information contained in my book, it has helped me to overcome dealing with those things that are not so nice to deal with, And so with that in mind, I just want to say what I do know for sure is that with the right mindset, you can overcome anything. And once I use the tools that I have at my fingertip, I've been able to continue to thrive and live the successful life that I'm living right now. So that's a little bit about me, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, I'm glad you're sharing a lot of details about your life. Thanks for feeling comfortable and sharing that much information with us. That has way more meaning now that I read the book, knowing that you're a strong woman. So thank you for writing the book, because for me it's a tool.
Yes.
So absolutely. What do you mean? In the book you say that you are your solution to be successful, and I'm like, oh, that got to me.
Right.
So please explain.
Well, 100% you are the solution to be successful. And what that means for me is that you are responsible for your life. No one else can live your life for you. Those things that I mentioned that I've been that I've been able to overcome, it's because I realized that I am responsible for how I feel. I'm responsible for how I act. I'm responsible for what happens to me in my life. And so, with that in mind, you are responsible for your life. No one can do what you need to do for you. You're responsible for learning the things you need to learn. You're responsible for taking the actions that you need to take in order to be successful. No one's going to do it for you. They can tell you what to do, but the bottom line is you have to do it. That's what I mean when I say you are responsible for your success. You're responsible for your life. You are the solution to your problems, to success. You are the solution. You're the only one who can do it. And all it comes down to truly is a mindset, a desire to do it. Because once you make a decision to do anything in life, the know-how will come, because you've already set your mindset to, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to have. And so you're going to be able to do it once you make that decision. That's why you are your solution. And so that's what I mean when I say you are your solution.
Awesome. Yeah, you're right. We have to be responsible for our actions and our results.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I love it how you you go deeper, like you're responsible for your thoughts, you're responsible for your feelings. So yes. You talked about sometimes things stop us in life and are holding us back. And some of those are beliefs. So what do you think are some of our unconscious beliefs that are holding us back?
So when we talk about beliefs, let's just go with beliefs first, and then we'll get into those unconscious beliefs. So your life is oriented toward your beliefs. So your beliefs are created over time, and that's based on your upbringing, your experiences, and your environment. And beliefs can empower us, and beliefs can disempower us. And when you find yourself not having the success in life that you so desire, you can really drill down to look at what's really going on inside of you. And that's where I say your unconscious beliefs can be holding you back. And some of those beliefs can simply be that you don't feel like you're worthy. You lack worthiness. Or you can have a fear of failure. Some people, they don't want to fail, so they won't even try. And I say that failure is not failure, it's only feedback. It's just to show you how to do something different, to show you that you need to do it a different way. Some people have fear of success. Success brings on more responsibility, and a lot of people don't realize that. Whereas a lot of people do. They realize, you know what? If I'm successful, then that means that in order for me to stay successful, I got to do some other things. And they just fear, that they're not going to be able to maintain it. And so fear of success is a real thing, and sometimes people feel like the burden would be too heavy. People will want more from them. They'll expect more from them. And so, just fly low, avoid the radar. That's what a lot of people believe. And then self-doubt. Self-doubt is another unconscious belief. That old imposter syndrome. I used to hate when I would hear imposter syndrome. I'd be like, I don't like hearing that word, but it's a reality. Some people feel like they're really just not good enough, or what they have to say, nobody wants to listen, or, they think people are looking at them like they're a fraud. And so that whole imposter syndrome, that's a real thing. And then just purely lack of belief in yourself. In life, when you're growing up, you hear so many no's, and you're beat down by parents and friends and teachers. And so you begin to not believe that you can do certain things. And so those are a few examples of what unconscious beliefs, or different types of unconscious beliefs, I should say, that could hold one back. And so that's my answer.
Okay. What has been one of unconscious belief that you've owned in the past?
Oh, you know what? Just feeling like I need to have more information before I speak out. Just feeling like I don't have enough information to where I can come across as being credible with the information. And so always feeling like I need to learn more before I speak up. And for me, I have realized that no, I have a lot of valuable information, a lot of valuable insight, and people need to hear what I have to say because I've helped so many people be successful in life. And if I can just go back a little bit and say, when I wrote this book, I started out writing it because of my grandkids. At the moment, I was in the mindset that if I can't leave them financial riches, then I want to leave them with my words that can help them be self-sufficient in life. And so they'll realize that going through life, that they are their solution for anything that they deal with. And so when I started writing it, that's the premise that I started writing it from. And I started realizing, you know what, more people can benefit from my words, not just my grandkids, and more people have benefited from my words over the years. So I decided, you know what, let me move it forward, if you will.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Like I enjoy the book a lot.
Thank you.
You also talk about success is personal because we all value, life in a different level. We value, well, some people value health over money. Other people value finances over family, and other people, like they value family over work. So we're all different. So please share with us, through your years of experience, how do you define success in your terms?
So success for me, and like I do say in the book, it's very personal. And success must be something that you personally attribute whatever you want in life to. Now, let me say that a little bit different so I can be clear about that. So when you're pursuing your goals, they need to be yours, no one else's, not your parents, not your family, not your friends, not your teachers. Typically, when you're doing something to please someone else or to make them happy, you're not going to feel as successful as you could. You may be happy that you achieved the goal because you pleased, your family member, teacher, etc. Bottom line is you have so many people in life who they gain riches, they gain all the shiny objects, and they, on the outward appearance, it looks like they're just this public success, but inside they're really a private failure because that's not what they really wanted in life. They did it to please someone else. And so for me, success comes down to first having all of your needs met, meaning that you have a roof over your head, you have food on the table, clothes on your back, all those essentials to live. And then it's also about having the things that you want. Yes, having a nice home to live in, having a nice car to drive, but it all boils down to what you really want. For me, for years, just having a vehicle where I can get to point A to point B, that was successful for me. And as I grew over time and my taste changed because of, becoming self-aware of things that I really wanted, I grew into the more luxury cars, things of that nature. And so again, success comes down to what you desire, because when it's something that you want, you're going to go after it with all your heart, mind, and soul, and then you will achieve it and you will have that self-satisfaction. What I can say for my own life is that everything that I've set out to do in life, I've been successful in achieving it. It wasn't easy. And let me give you an example. So my doctoral degree, I decided that I wanted to pursue my doctoral degree back in, let's say, the 90s, the mid 90s. And it took a while before I actually pursued it, but I decided that is something that I wanted to do. And that was personal for me. I did it for fun. I wanted to see, did I have what it took to earn my degree? In the midst of me earning that degree, that's when I lost one of my sons. And it would have been quite easy for me to give up and quit, because that was a dark period for me. I went through a bout of depression, and thank God that I had the mindset and the tools in order to bring me up out of that without having to go through medication and things of that nature. It came down to, self-talk. It was really me and my self-talk, getting me through, doing the things necessary to get me through that period of time. Now, I bring that up to say, because that goal for me of earning that doctorate degree was personal, and when I was faced with all reasons to quit, my desire to achieve that allowed me to keep going, even in the face of that tragedy in my life. And I'm grateful to God that I was able to finish it, because it's a testimony for me. I can tell people, this is something that I went through, but I got through it. And I also held on to the fact that my child would want to see me achieve that goal. And so, attaching a why to it was another why to it besides my own was, you know what, let me do this for my boy. Let me do it for my boy. So when I think about success, I just, again, say that it's having a positive outcome, having the things that you need, having things that you want, and making it yours, not anybody else's.
Thank you for sharing with us.
You're welcome.
It's beautiful. That you have to have, I said it's beautiful that you had the desire, that you chose to see love, that you chose to see my son would love for me to graduate. So that's what I mean when I'm like, it's beautiful how you chose to go for it. I'm going to continue to move forward for him and the rest of your family.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. You share in this book about psychology, and I've heard different mentors say, your psychology, it plays a big role in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to us, how could you share some of examples of how we could begin to use our psychology to obtain our goals?
Yes. So your psychology pretty much boils down to your mindset, how you think, your attitudes, your thoughts, your behaviors. That's what your psychology boils down to. And so when you understand that you possess the power as far as how you think, your feelings, what you do, when you understand that that's all within you, then you can take on the necessary psychology to help you be successful. So at that example that I just gave earlier, it came down to the way I perceived what I was going through, my thoughts. How did I choose to act out? I could have went to a destructive place. I could have went to the place where I was drinking and I was partying. I was doing things that weren't constructive to get me through that period of time. But I chose the constructive things in terms of, again, the attitude that I chose to have, my reason for moving forward in life and living the things that I did. So again, when you think about psychology, it comes down to, again, your thoughts, your attitude, your feelings, your actions, just how you move about in life. And so again, I say, when you understand that you have the power to be, do, and have anything you desire is within yourself, then you will take your rightful place and you'll get the things that you desire. That's the best way I know how to answer that question.
Good. Yes, good. Our psychology, I'm learning, our psychology plays just a huge role in how you see your marriage, how you see your parenting responsibilities, how do you see your family in general. Mm-hmm. So yes, I agree with you. You also talk about self-awareness, and self-awareness, I believe, is a huge tool for us to learn to use our psychology. Do you think self-awareness is a commitment to ourselves?
Yes, I do. I think self-awareness is definitely a commitment to ourselves. Self-awareness involves also observing your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. I got to always go back to your thoughts and your actions, your words, and all of that. That's the premise of my book. And so, yes, self-awareness is really about knowing yourself, just knowing what makes you tick. And self-awareness, as far as I'm concerned, is the most important aspect of who you are, as well as self-development. And back to answering that question, yes, it is a commitment to yourself. And so when you have self-awareness, I think you have the ability to change those unconscious beliefs that we talked about. And it helps you to keep going when you're facing difficulties. That's the best way I know how to say that. So let me even talk a little bit more about what self-awareness is about. So it's about being conscious of your goals. It's about being conscious of your strengths and your weaknesses, and also your values and your beliefs. It also is about understanding how you accomplish things in your life, understanding what mistakes you've made so that you won't make those mistakes going forward. So self-awareness, it really, to me, is the backbone to your success as well. And then some ways I would say to develop self-awareness, just a few ways, would be like writing in a journal. So I like to use a journal to write out my day, how things went, what I learned, things of that nature. Also, understanding your values, being aware of your values and adhering to those values. Also, and thinking off the top of my head here, reading self-help books, like my book, Be Successful for Life, and practicing those things in the book. And also writing down a list of your accomplishments. You can take the time to write out at least 10 or more of your accomplishments. Write out the things that make you tick, the things that you like. Write down what your habits are. And these are ways that you can become more self-aware. And the areas that serve you, you want to keep those. The areas that don't serve you, you want to do the things necessary to change those things. So yes, self-awareness is a commitment to ourselves.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Like we can journal and how, ways of being aware, because it's essential, like you were mentioning it.
Absolutely.
You talked about beliefs and values. Mm-hmm. And you said on your book that they're fundamental to the choices we make. Mm-hmm. Could you please elaborate on that?
I can. So your beliefs and values are fundamental to the choices that you make. We develop our beliefs and values over time through our upbringing. There are different stages that we go through where we are learning our beliefs and values. When we are children, I say anywhere from the age of 0 to 7, we're like sponges. And so we're just absorbing everything that our parents are doing, our environment, our siblings, and we are forming values and beliefs at that particular time. And again, there are other stages. I'll just leave it at that initial stage. And what happens as we get older, our values and beliefs, they determine the people we hang around, they determine our lifestyle, they determine our well-being, and they determine how we spend our leisure time. So our beliefs and values are fundamental in that way, because you can see our beliefs in our choices that we make. The way you comb your hair, the way you dress, the foods that you eat. So that's why I believe that our beliefs and values are fundamental to our choices, because it influences how we live our lives.
Yeah, totally. And you also mentioned on your book that thoughts and habits are a dominant force for a quality of our life. Could you please elaborate on those too?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thoughts create things. And before I really understood what that meant, I had a friend, Carol, who she would always say to me, and they called me Shell when I was growing up. And she would say to me, Shell, thoughts are things, thoughts create things. And I would be like, Carol, what are you talking about? I just didn't have any concept of what she was talking about. And so I used to think to myself, oh, some of the things that I think, I surely wouldn't want those things to come to pass. And then I learned from there that, it's about the dominant thoughts you have, the thoughts that you constantly hold on to that will determine the quality of your life. And I have found when I've had dominant thoughts and they were at a negative state, that I brought negativity in my life. When I had positive thoughts, I brought positivity into my life. Whether we know it or not, our thoughts are sending out a vibrational energy. And I will talk about that at the end of our interview. And so the quality of our thoughts will dictate the quality of our lives. And I like to tell people, it doesn't matter how smart you are. A lot of people look at people's IQ. I'm not so caught up on people's IQ. I'm caught up on the quality of their thinking. When you think in the direction that you want your life to go, you will see the results that you so desire. So the quality of your thoughts and the dominant thoughts that you hold on to, you will bring the people, places, and the circumstances into your life. And some people, they don't understand that whole, that it's I like to call it physics. They don't understand how they're drawing that stuff to them, whether they want it or not. And so I like to let people know, be conscientious of your thoughts, because again, those dominant thoughts, those things that you're constantly thinking about, you're bringing those things into your life, whether you want them or not. And so that's what I mean about your thoughts being the dominant force as far as the quality of your life is concerned. Again, you will see the results based on the results that you have in your life. That will give you an indication of your thoughts, of your thought life.
Yes. And habits, like if we set good habits, then we'll create the results that we want.
Exactly. I'm glad that you said that. Definitely. Again, your results are seen through your habits as well. Just like I'm one of those, I'm forever on a diet, right? and so I'm working very diligently to learn the good habits of eating quality food so that the results will show in that area. I think I do well. I can do better. So thank you for bringing up that. Yes, absolutely.
You're welcome. Please share with us or give us examples of, because you talk about positive tense. Here we go. Practicing our awareness. You mentioned on the book that we need to be aware whenever we're telling ourselves something negative, like if we're saying a negative phrase to ourselves, or just expressing a negative thought or a negative feeling. You said we need to practice positive tense. Could you please help us to reframe just a few examples of how we could change it, from negative phrase to a positive tense?
Yes, absolutely. So you're talking about reframing.
Reframing, yes.
Okay, yes. So reframing, it changes the way you perceive an experience, and reframing can be in contextual or as far as the meaning is concerned. And so I have a line of questioning that I typically use when I find myself thinking not so positive, if you will. So I like to work on really reframing things in the positive tense so that I can feel better, have better quality of mood. And I find that it helps improve my self-esteem. And so examples of reframing. So even though I must admit, I sometimes I get nervous. I'm not really nervous here. One way of, if a person is getting nervous to do something, one way of reframing that, the person might say, oh, I am so nervous. I'm so nervous. And to reframe that, they can look at, what? Energy is energy. And this nervous energy is just energy. And so they can reframe that by saying that this energy is excitement. I'm so excited to be here today. And so they can reframe that nervousness into excitement. Or if you're feeling like you can't do something. I've had moments where I felt like, you know what, this is so difficult, I can't do it. And so I would say, I can't do this. And then I would reframe it and say, you know what, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And I start giving myself that pep talk. And guess what? I get it done. And so reframing is really just accentuating the positive so that you can eliminate the negative. And even for people who say they're struggling, and a lot of people like to use the diet as one thing. So we'll use that for an example. If you have a problem with your weight and you think to yourself, oh, I'm just so fat, well, reframe that and just say, I'm getting healthier and healthier every day and in every way. Or I love exercising. I'm exercising and I'm getting healthier every day and in every way. So you just reframe it to the positive tense again, so that you can eliminate the negative. And believe me, it works. I do it every day. As you may have read in my book, we have so many negative thoughts in a day. Scientists say we have around 70,000 negative thoughts going on in our head daily. And so we have that many negative thoughts. We need to work hard to reframe those thoughts so that we can accentuate the positive and have our life move in the direction that we want it to move in. I have found that when you're more positive, you're more calm, you just look better. Because you're relaxed, you can have more fun, laugh, smile, that joy can come through with people and people would like to be around you. So there are a lot of benefits in reframing things to the positive tense. And I just encourage everyone, when you're going through a situation, even if it's just the most negative situation, you are in control of you, and you have the ability to reframe the situation so that you can be better and feel better. And I want to say one more thing about that. When things don't go your way, you can also ask yourself, what's good about this? And I started doing that months ago. When things seem not to be going my way, I would say, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? And when I do that, it helps me to reframe the situation as well. So there it is. That's my answer.
That's so good. I mean, it is a habit, we all need to adopt, because if we get 70,000 negative thoughts, automatically we have to find a way to deal with them. And what a better way than reframing them in a positive tense.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What has been your biggest learning lesson or your biggest takeaway from writing this book?
The biggest takeaway for me is so many people have been finding benefit from the material in the book. When I wrote it, I didn't want to be use a lot of jargon or a lot of technical terms or make it so lengthy to where people wouldn't want to read it. And so that's why you'll find in the book some areas, there are just one or two paragraphs relating to that particular topic. And I did that purposefully because I wanted people to want to read the book. And what I do know is that in life, seeds have already been planted in people's lives. And so I felt like my book would be a way of helping to water those seeds that had already been planted. So I felt like I didn't have to add a whole bunch of fluff or a whole bunch of information for the sake of having a book and it being 200 and 300 pages and people not, wanting to take the time to read the book. And so a big takeaway again is just that I've had a lot of people come to me and say that the book is easy to read. They thank me for the information in the book because they've been able to readily apply it to their lives. And that's something that I was really hoping that would come across. And again, as I mentioned, I started out writing it for my grandkids, and I wanted it to be to where they would be able to understand the information and they could readily use the information as well. And just being able to apply all the information that I wrote in the book to my own life. And I have done that over the years. And so, just keeping And with the information that's in the book, I believe that it will help me to be even better in life, because we always are learning. That's part of what this life is about. We should grow to our fullest capacity, because when we stop growing, guess what? It's time to say goodbye. So basically, the biggest takeaway is that people are really finding the benefit with the information, and so I'm just grateful for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it is easy to read, and the information is gold. It's like, oh, it's like to the point.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for writing it. Where can we find you? If there is anybody here that wants to know more about you, learn about your coaching lessons or anything else that you have that you provide, where can we find you?
Yes, well, of course, the book is sold on Amazon, and the book title is Be Successful for Life. And I think I have it right here.
Hey.
Yes, Be Successful for Life, Elevate Your Thoughts, Words, Actions, and Results. And the book can be purchased there. Also, I have a website, besuccessfulforlife.com. Again, that's besuccessfulforlife.com. And individuals can go to that website. And I am working on some other programs, so they'll be able to get that information in the near future. And so those are just a couple of areas. And I'm on Instagram, Dr. Michelle Odette. Success in Action is another organization that I have. And so we'll be rolling out digital courses, our coaching program there. And so it is successinaction.com. And so before we go, can we do a little exercise?
Yes, please.
Do we have time for that?
Yes, we'll make time. Yes.
Awesome. So I just want to say to the audience, as well as yourself, that we got to remember that everything in life is energy. And I'm sure you've heard all of this buzz about everything is energy, and everything has a vibrational frequency. And that is really, really real. And so what I want you to do with me and our audience that are with us, you come on close, because I want you to do it too. And I want you to repeat after me, okay? And then we'll just close it out from there. And so whatever I say, then I want you to say it, okay? So the first thing I want you to say is that I am responsible for my life.
I am responsible for my life.
I am 100% responsible for my life.
I am 100% responsible for my life. Even though
all things are not perfect in my life,
all things are not perfect in my life,
I still love and accept myself exactly as I am.
I still love and accept myself just as
I am. We're going to do that one more time.
Okay.
Even though all things are not perfect in my life,
even though not all things are perfect in my life,
I still love and accept myself exactly as I am. I am responsible for my energy.
I am responsible for my energy.
I am responsible for my thoughts.
I am responsible for my thoughts.
I am responsible for my words.
I am responsible for my words.
I am responsible for my actions.
I am responsible for my actions.
I am responsible for my results.
I am responsible for my results.
And I am responsible for my vibrational frequencies.
Vibrational frequencies.
And whatever vibrational frequency. I am on. Is what I will bring. Into expression. Experience.
Or form.
Or form. Form. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to say that real quick for us. Okay, so I am responsible for my vibrational frequencies, and whatever vibrational frequency I am on, I will bring it into expression, experience, or form. And so I want to thank you so much for having me today. And I just want to say congratulations on your past, present, and your future success. And I just wish you well, and thank you for being on a mission to help others realize their dreams, inspire them to be better individuals. And I thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much. High five.
High five. All right.
Thank you all for listening to this interview today. I hope you find a word, an idea, a phrase that you can implement into your life to create a brighter future. Take care.